swear I will never understand what I did to what I did to deserve like this much disrespect and this much hurt. Like, love me. You can't respect me. I just feel like I'm mourning. I'm not only mourning him, and like mourning the person that he was, but mourning the family that we built, and I'm mourning the children that I thought I was gonna have, and I'm mourning the mom I thought I was going to.
I swear, guys, it must be, you know, an impossible challenge for these women to go through something in their life and not post about it crying on TikTok, right? That is going to be the day, guys, when society changes, when you have all of these women who, rather than actually posting on TikTok and crying, they deal with their problems like a regular adult. But, you know, I don't think we're very close to that period in time. So until such time as that, we have here a series of videos of modern women who are trying to date after divorce, and of course it is hilarious. It results in many tears because, you know, a lot of them can't become mothers anymore. They regret leaving their husband. They thought that the grass would be greener on the other side, and then they realized that, you know, the men who are out there don't really want them. They have to make an income by themselves, and so we end up with TikToks like this. So let's jump into this one right here. This one is titled Dating After Being a Wife. Let's take a listen. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
You know, the transition from being a wife to casually dating in this current world is tough. Like,
it is always such a shock to these women when they go out here and they're like, wait a minute, I can't just instantly get commitment from the man that I want anymore. I'm not as valuable as I once used to be. Dating casually absolutely sucks. Why won't these men commit to me anymore? I'm 30 plus years of age. I'm divorced. All of the men who I want have a ton of options. Why won't these men commit to me? It's really difficult to go out there and casually date. And let's call it for what it is, by the way, guys. When these women are talking about casual dating, or they're out there dating, it just means they're hooking up with a bunch of dudes.
Current world is tough. Like, kudos to anybody making that work. I care way too much to casually date. I love way too hard, way too fast to be in situationships. I cannot keep a roster. Like, I might be able to talk to 2 people at once, 3, but once I catch feelings for one of them, I have gone. I don't do multiple conversations. I don't.
That's really noble, don't you think? How noble is it that, don't worry, gentlemen, when you're talking to this, you know, let's just say you're a man out here dating and you're considering this woman as your, you know, future girlfriend or wife or whatever. I don't recommend marriage, but let's just say you're considering this woman. This woman is so noble that when you're dating her, hey, you're only talking, she's only talking to up to 3 other men at the same time. Aren't you privileged, gentlemen, to be one of 4 different men, or one of 3 different men, excuse me, who are talking to a 30-plus-year-old divorced woman? This is the thing that these women don't get, is like, this woman wants to sit here and say, I'm not like the rest of them. You know, I fall really hard. I only talk to up to 3 men at a time. No dude wants to hear that. We don't want to wife up women who have been with a whole bunch of different guys. And there are some guys who are like, yeah, I don't care. Okay, bro, I'll see you at the divorce court. We'll see how much you care. Because truthfully, a lot of these women who have been with a bunch of men, they can't make a relationship work. They always feel like they're deserving of so much more. They can't actually attach to people despite what this woman right here is saying. And you end up with these train wreck situations. Let's continue.
Feelings for one of them, I have gone. I don't do multiple conversations. I don't know how to ghost people. I don't even understand the concept of ghosting people. Like, you can have a bad date, you know, have a bad date, and then just say, like, this isn't gonna work. I don't understand the whole just never talk to them again thing.
Yeah, so on top of all of this, we're mad because we have been ghosted multiple times. It's always very funny, you know, you have these women who say, I don't understand what ghosting is. I would never ghost somebody. But modern women have quite literally invented ghosting. I have said it before, but all of this crap, like all of these like little manipulation strategies and all of this stuff, separate from ghosting, by the way, all of this nonsense that men do to women now, the men with options, where do you think they learned it all from? They learned it all from women. Okay, like it's so funny to hear this stuff when you have a woman sit here and say, "Ah, man, I don't want to be ghosted," or "He's manipulating me," or all of this stuff. Women literally wrote the guidebook on this nonsense. So you know, you reap what you sow. And of course, whenever we have these divorce videos, we never actually hear why the woman divorced the dude, because statistically speaking, the women are the ones who are divorcing the men. So in all likelihood, this woman right here initiated the divorce, but we never actually hear why these women initiate divorces. It's always like, man, I didn't feel seen, I didn't feel heard, all of this language that really has no bearing whatsoever on reality. They can't talk in realistic terms because then you would realize that it makes no damn sense.
I have more than enough pen pals in my life. This whole texting for life thing. I guess you know what? I think probably one of the best things about casually dating is that sometimes you stumble upon a person who makes a fantastic friend that you just maybe don't have the potential for right now, right? I feel like I'm always like worrying about what comes next, what I'm supposed to do next, what this next step is, and you know, am I supposed to go on a third date? And how many dates is too many dates? Like, I would not want to be married to my husband, but I do miss the wife portion where you didn't have to worry about these kind of things, filling gaps, lonely gaps, right?
Yeah, you know, I didn't really enjoy being a wife, but what I really enjoyed about marriage was having the benefits of being a wife. That pretty much sums it all up, okay? I don't really want to be tied down. I want to be able to date casually, but I want to be married because I don't want the drawbacks. And I guarantee you guys, one of the things that this woman was sitting here thinking about was probably bills as well. You see, this is what happens. Women realize this, right? They think that they're so fantastic because they get gassed up by that guy at work, right? Or dudes are sliding in their DMs, or, you know, her best friend Kathy is telling her that you should leave this man because you deserve better. And then they do it, they fail to secure a relationship, and then they realize that they're back to working a 9 to 5, and their husband, who would previously provide for them without complaining at all, is no longer providing for them, right? What she's talking about here when she says, oh yeah, a friend, is she's talking about provider benefits, right? A dude who is out there giving her crap for no reason whatsoever.
Because you have your spouse. I think that people are way too quick to assume that the grass is greener in the dating world. Open to tips. I mean, I'm new to this whole world. I am kind of like wrapped up in something, so it's not like I'm open to a whole lot of things, but I definitely think that the people following me would be open to a lot of suggestions, and I do think that
yeah, so she's wrapped up in something. These videos disgust me because you never have people speak plainly, right? We never get the true story. It's never, listen, I divorced my husband because I was bored. Now I'm in a situationship, but I want a relationship with someone who's better than me. I mean, let's cut the nonsense, okay? Oh, I'm currently, you know, things are progressing, but hey, maybe my audience could take some tips, and I just love accumulating friends for things that potentially you're not open to right now. Like, let's cut the nonsense. I absolutely despise language like this that makes no logical sense, and you actually have to decipher what is being said to you. This is the difference, I swear to you, between like talking to your friends. You know, if you got some guy friends, right? Not as a woman, all these women have guy friends. I'm not talking about guy friends that they have. I'm talking about genuine male friends that you talk to. They'll never talk to you like this, right? Because when men talk to you and you know, they'll speak to you directly and they'll make sense, right? If somebody doesn't like you, they're likely to tell you that they don't like you. But for these modern women and these women who are like divorced and single mothers and all this nonsense, they never speak plainly. It all has to be double speak bullcrap language. Let's continue on to the next clip here. This is another woman dating over, she's dating over the age of 30, clearly. But she's dating after divorce. And this is a part 30. Why on earth has this woman released 30 videos? I have no idea, but let's take a listen. This is what I'm talking about with more content for the channel, by the way, guys. It never runs out. This woman has made a 30-part video series saga on dating after divorce. It just never runs out.
I finally have a dating update, but don't get excited because as per usual, it is hot garbage.
I was not even close to being excited, but carry on.
Okay, so to maybe understand this story best, let me tell you something that I've maybe said before. That is, when a single mom has free time, that's like gold.
What? Okay, so not only are we divorced, but we are also a single mother, and we're trying to say that our time is gold, right? And this is going to go into a thing vaguely, you know, men have to respect her time, guys, because she's a single mother, blah blah blah. But these women don't realize that it actually tends to work out the opposite. If you're a single mother, most guys are actually going to care less about your time. These women think that they get more valuable by having kids, and then they're like, well, you know, time to go and look for a relationship. Surely no man's going to treat me differently. A lot of men, in fact, the grand majority of men, are not interested in dating a single mother. Like, that's just the way it is, guys. You know? And you can deny reality all you want, but that's just the way it is.
Single mom has free time. That's like gold. You tend to plan something because, for example, in June, I have a total of 4 evenings in the entire month of June where I don't have to pay for a babysitter. So you're damn straight I'm going to use my time wisely. And over the course of the last 2 months, I had started seeing someone very casually.
Yeah, let me just stop you right there. Seeing someone very casually, single mother. Okay, this is not going to work out the way that you want it to. Casually dating, man. But I wish we could just have a time machine and go back to the way things once were, when all of this stuff was not so normal and prevalent. The amount of degeneracy that you see in society at the moment is downright astounding. Every single one of these girls are talking to multiple dudes at the same time. They're all in casual hookup situations. You've got single mothers left and right. You've got divorced women left and right. You have women who think that it's adorable to have 25 different cats. And the answer is no to all of them. No, thank you.
And we had gone on about 6 dates. Totally in that time, that's not a commitment. I have zero expectations. However, we had plans to hang out this week and use up one of these evenings where I did not need to request for a babysitter to hang out. I had reached out to him during the week and yeah, I got hard ghosted. And after 6 dates, if you don't want to see me anymore, I feel like you could at least say, you're not the vibe, I'm sorry, maybe we shouldn't see each other anymore.
Or maybe, I love how she says she has no expectations, but clearly she has an expectation that people, you know, be upfront and clear about whether or not they want commitment from you. If you're in a casual dating situation such as this, the man does not want to commit to you. It's always amazing to me how it's like some sort of real big shock to modern women, right? It's just absolutely shocking when they have been casually dating a man for a long period of time. And let's call it for what it is, okay? They've been hooking up with a guy for a long period of time. No commitment has been laid down whatsoever. These dates that she's speaking of are probably not even dates. And then it rocks around crunch time, and then they get ghosted and they don't get a relationship. And they're like, wow, you know, I had no expectations, but at the same time, I had some expectations. Oh, goodness.
Say, you're not the vibe, I'm sorry, maybe we shouldn't see each other anymore. But literally saying nothing is a f you. So what do? The most unhinged thing I can think of, which is I signed myself up for a cornhole tournament that also gets me into the dueling pianos, and I invite a stranger to come with me.
What just happened? Right, so now she's going to see some other dude in that time slot. Yes, ma'am, it's such a flex, okay? Yeah, some guy ghosted you, and your solution is to immediately go and get some other random guy who also probably doesn't want to commit to you. Absolute genius here.
I did search for friends to come with me first, because it's not all about the D, but they were unavailable. So I took to the streets, aka Tinder, and found myself a date. And we played in a cornhole tournament and went to the pianos tonight. Now, I will say, great sport for, you know, going on the fly and attempting these things. And I always look for someone who is a yes person, because that is important to me. And
isn't it amazing how this woman, like, let's stop and think about this for a second, okay? This woman who is a divorced single mother, this is what I mean by dating is very easy for women, is this is a divorced single mother who is, quite honestly, guys, very annoying. And she decided to go on Tinder, and she was able to find a man instantly to come out on some random nonsense, probably quite lengthy, annoying date with her. Isn't that just mind-boggling to think about? The average man trying to get a date on Tinder is not a very good experience for the average man. But these women who complain about dating being difficult and having all of these, you know, these things that they need and blah, blah, blah. It's just funny how they can never seem to get one of these men to commit to them. Because what it means is they're all shooting out of their damn league. But let's wrap up today's episode.
And I didn't want to have the FOMO of feeling like I didn't use my time wisely. So I did get to do the things. Not much else to be said there. But to the guy who ghosted me, fuck you. Just a friendly fuck you.
I guarantee you this woman would go and see that man again in a heartbeat, by the way. If he was just like, oh, yeah, you know, my bad. Anyway, do you want to come over? She would probably just say yes again. Absolutely hilarious stuff here, you know. I have absolutely no idea why this modern woman is still struggling to find a relationship, guys. Perhaps you can let me know down in the comments box below. But we are going to be leaving today's episode there. So as always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.